chair recognizes Mr. Perry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me start out by saying that no one on this committee, no one in America, left or right, agrees with the actions, the decisions of Vladimir Putin or Russia regarding Ukraine. Let me just say that outright. To Mr. Storch, you know, I think it would surprise many Americans to know that the financial assistance that the United States has provided eclipses this the so-called security assistance, the ammunition, the weapons, et cetera, to the tune of about $26.4 billion from what I gather here, at the very same moment where we're in extraordinary measures in the United States regarding our own fiscal posture, where the Civil Service Retirement and Disability Fund is suspended, where the Postal Service Retiree Health Benefit Fund is suspended, and we're literally funding the pensions and the operation of government in Ukraine. Can you give us assurance that none of that money is that's being sent to arguably one of the most, if not the most corrupt country on the planet, is being misused, misspent, lost, malfeasance, gone to oligarchs or special individuals connected to, you know, the government, et cetera? What assurance can you give the American people?
Thank you very much for the question. First of all, it's my understanding that of the $113 billion that the Congress has appropriated to date for Ukrainian assistance, over $62 billion, I think it's 62.3, has gone to security assistance, and that's really the area in which my office performs oversight, although very much hand in glove with my colleagues from State AID and the rest of the 20-member strong oversight working group. And we work every day to ensure that we're doing robust oversight, both the sort of programmatic reviews and the investigations.
So we get no assurance, and I understand you're working with your partners, but you can give us no assurance. Is that generally the answer?
Well, so what I've testified to, Congressman, is that based on our completed work, we have not substantiated any instances of diversion of U.S. security assistance to Ukraine.
Right. And it took us years in Afghanistan to establish that as well, but I need to move on. Ms. Shaw, the Global Engagement Center's mission is to focus on foreign disinformation. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I believe that's accurate.
That's their mandate, right? So is a government agency authorized to violate the First Amendment rights of U.S. citizens?
That's a legal question.
No, really? You've read the Constitution. Is a government agency, or is the federal government, of which this would be an agency, authorized to violate the First Amendment rights of the United States citizens?
I don't believe so.
I don't believe so either. Is a government agency allowed to subcontract or contract out the abrogation or the violation of the First Amendment rights of U.S. citizens? If they can't do it themselves, because it would be against the law, are they allowed to contract that out or subcontract that out? What do you think?
I'm sorry, this is not within the purview of our oversight work, and we don't have work that looks squarely at this issue.
So you don't, as the IG for state, you don't look at the Global Engagement Center. That wouldn't be under your purview.
We do look at the Global Engagement Center. We have published work from, I believe, 2020 looking specifically at that program.
All right, so you're familiar with the fact that they have themselves engaged Twitter to blacklist U.S. citizens under the guise of foreign disinformation, or have engaged partners that they have funded to do the same thing. Are you familiar with that? And would that be a problem if you knew that, if your agency knew that?
I am familiar with those allegations, yes.
But you have not looked into them?
No, we have not.
So if it's true, if it is true that they have either engaged directly or engaged indirectly through outside partners, some of which they have provided grant money to, what would be the appropriate response from the Inspector General regarding that kind of activity, which would actually literally be subverting and denying the civil rights of Americans?
So offices of Inspector General do investigate allegations of criminal conduct, violations of law, and so that is something that would be within our purview. I do believe that I'm aware that this is also the subject of ongoing litigation, and so that also is an element to this. But yes, we do look at potential.
And if they have violated it, and knowing that they're up for funding and reauthorization, would you recommend as the Inspector General that they not be reauthorized if they were involved in this criminal conduct against American citizens?
I'm sorry, I don't have a position on that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield.